The Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. And Angel is somewhere off in the Caribbean, I believe, and sitting in for her is our one and only Cher Ashland. Cher.
Hi, thanks for letting me come on with you guys today.
It is fantastic having you in the studio, and thank you for being willing to come in and share the seat with me for the next couple of hours. It's exciting. I wanted to start with, folks, if you don't know, we talk about Cher all the time. Cher runs our office and completely takes care of everything. Thank you for making us look so good.
Oh, you're welcome, and it's so easy to do.
So, do you use technology? You're pretty tech savvy.
A little bit, sometimes.
All right.
But can I tell you my secret?
Oh, you have a secret?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I have a 23-year-old son.
Oh, so
he helps me become tech savvy.
Mom, just give me the phone.
Right. That's exactly what he says. Just give me the phone, Mom. I'll do it for you.
Yeah. Speaking of phones, did you hear the iPhone 10 is out? The new iPhone.
Sure did.
Are you going to go get an iPhone 10?
I don't know if I'm going to get the 10 or not. I'm like right in the middle of the whole 8
versus 10.
Yeah, that and switching carriers.
You're switching carriers?
Maybe.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I'm switching carriers because my phone may not be working 100% right at the moment. And can I say the name of who I may transfer
sure,
to?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm with Xfinity for all of my internet and all of my television, cable, and all those things. So every time I go in there, they're like, so do you know we have a new program with the new iPhone and you can get an iPhone through us? And,
really?
And everything. Right now, they're offering that you can come in and switch your phone number, but you do have to get the phone through them. So you will have to purchase another phone.
But they can port your phone number.
Everything can go over and everything's
so you can keep
fine.
the same number, but you have to get a new phone, and that's your golden opportunity to get an upgraded phone as well.
Correct. Because you can always get that with your other carriers. I always say, well, you're eligible for an upgrade. And I'm way past the eligibility. I can get an upgrade with my current carrier.
Okay.
And I thought, well, do I really want to stay with him? Because the pricing is just a smidge better with Xfinity.
Xfinity, for those of you who don't know, is a Comcast product. Comcast is the parent company, believe it or not, for NBC Universal Studios. So, interesting. Okay. So do you have, let's just say that everything works out the way you want to go. You're going to switch carriers. You have the opportunity to go with an iPhone 8. I know you like iPhone products, the Apple products.
Very easy to use for me so far.
Right. I just went with the 8 after 3 years with the 6 Plus.
Right.
You have a 6 Plus, right?
Correct.
So whatever you get is going to be light years. I love the new phone.
Well, don't tell me that yet. I haven't quite gotten there. I'm like, do I or don't I? Do I or don't I? And I'm like,
if your phone's not working.
Well, it's like at 90%. It won't let me do the security with the thumb.
What?
Yeah, I can't do the thumbprint or fingerprint security.
Really?
Because I dropped it and cracked the screen.
You dropped and cracked the screen. So if you can't do the thumb, just talk into it.
I tried that too, and that piece is not working well either.
You can't use your thumb, and you can't talk into it?
Well, I can use my thumb to type.
How far can you throw it?
Well, I dropped it pretty good, so it might need to get thrown a little bit.
Well, let me give you a little heads up, because
okay.
I recommend, I did a side-by-side comparison between the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 8. It's pretty well documented here on the show because I didn't even know there was an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 8 when the 10 came out or was announced. But for the engine is exactly the same.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So for me, the only major difference was the facial recognition. And I prefer the thumbprint.
Okay.
recognition. That's the only real difference for me. The screen, however, is on the iPhone 10 is a full
rounds around it and
it
like
goes
gives you
side
a
to side
visual
screen.
picture better.
I guess that's not a huge thing for me because I can't discern the difference between 12 million pixels and 19 million pixels. I don't know the difference of that. My eye doesn't detect that. But what I do know is it is being announced that the iPhone 10 is Apple's most breakable iPhone to date.
Well, and that's why I'm a little nervous about getting a new one.
It's all glass.
It's all glass. And if I drop it again, it's a brand new phone, and definitely want to get all the insurance to go along with that to make sure if I did break it,
right,
something along those lines.
You know what? Angel and I were doing a little research on the iPhone 10, and they said if you drop it and you don't have the insurance, it is another $1,000, up to $1,000 just to replace the glass.
And just the glass?
Just the glass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say just another new phone.
No, they don't swap out your phone. They're going to do just like they do with the current iPhones, just going to switch out the screen.
So can I tell you something? I was a little disappointed the first time I broke a phone, and this isn't my first time that I dropped a phone.
Okay.
I was thinking, I think someone stole it when I was working out. I was exercising, and I left it on the machine, went back to go get it, and it was gone.
Oh.
So I went back to him. I said, it's gone. We tried to locate it, didn't come up.
Right.
So they said, okay, we'll get you a new one. And I was like, oh, great. I'm going to get a new one. It was a refurbished one. And don't ask me why that bothered me in my head.
Yeah.
But they're like, okay, your refurbished phone is here when it came in the mail and everything. And I was like, refurbished? I just had that one for only a week, and now you're sending me a refurbished one?
Did you?
Acted great and everything. It turned out fine. It worked just like a brand new one. But just to hear that little caveat.
We've got a friend, him, Robert Grieve, who is the owner of Nyland's Collision Center. And it just makes his eyes twitch. Maybe some other parts of his body twitch.
Oh, I know where you're
going. When a brand new car backs in the first week of ownership, backs into a pole, needs a bumper, and they try to put on a used or aftermarket bumper on a brand new car. Right. It really shouldn't be. Right. It just makes you feel funky because that was a brand new phone.
Well, especially if your insurance is covering it or paying for it, you are paying that full price to get a new
fine print.
Yes, you have to read it. Oh my! And that's why I'm wearing glasses, because sometimes it's a little difficult.
Yeah, the fine print says that new phone isn't really new at all. It is a refurb. And here's the challenge: if you were to get this new iPhone X and accidentally, God forbid, something were to happen to it, where do you think they're going to find a refurb?
There's not any around.
There's none.
There's not unless I come and steal yours.
No.
And they were talking about the drop tests that they do, and it was like 3 feet.
Right.
And how interesting. I'm familiar somewhat with drop tests because when I used to be in the playground industry selling playground equipment, we had different codes and regulations to go by to do a drop test so that children playing on the equipment wouldn't injure themselves. Sure. And they had to have the right surfacing,
padding,
and all the different things. So the drop test definitely, it's a sophisticated process to go through that with the machinery and everything to analyze that and to measure that.
Clearly. And Apple is saying it's got the strongest glass that it's ever made, which is the other side to the story, right? It says the iPhone X is built with the most durable glass ever in a smartphone. But it's not going to stand up to a real serious drop. It's just not. I watched the same gentleman, Robert Grieve. I literally 2 weeks ago, we were sitting in his garage, and I watched him drop his phone from a seated position and shattered, just shattered the whole thing. And Rob's is like, I'm not going for a new screen. You're gonna get a whole new phone,
right?
And he did. Although it's kind of weird because he chose the rose gold.
Robert did?
Yeah, Robert did.
Sorry. Hi, Robert. Quick comment on the pixels, though, going back to there. Yeah. Not that I understand a whole lot about it, but with what I'm doing on a daily basis in the studio, I can tell a difference from each camera level I've started at in Apple, going up and being able to see that clarity in the pictures that I take of our members, the Experience Pros members that come in, and I'm taken a photo of them while they're interviewing and on air. And the video, each level that I graduated to or purchased would always have a better gradient screen on there, and it wasn't so grainy and different things like that. And the pictures looked much better on my last one.
Yeah, there is a better camera in the iPhone 10 than the iPhone 8. Okay. 8 Plus, I believe. I'll get the details on that. We'll come back and talk about that later in the program. But you're right. With every upgrade, they increase the camera, and you can absolutely tell the difference in the structure of the video and the composition.
I agree.
All right, gang. Sharon and I are going to be back right after these messages. Don't go anywhere. This is the home of Positive Business Talk, the Experience Pros radio show. For the archives of this broadcast, go check out experiencepros.com/radio and click on the archives button. Back after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.